What is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Marvel Snap video. Bootman here, and today we're going to be talking about money and cosmetics and upcoming bundles and some new leaks that came out, all sorts of fun stuff. All right, so buckle up. But before we get started, if you are new here, make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell, because if you love this game as much as I do, and yes, I do love this game, even though I do have some complaints, some criticisms, I absolutely love this game. That's why I've been playing it so much. I just want to see it succeed. But if you love this game as much as I do, make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell. And we're trying to hit 1,000 subscribers by the end of the year. We're getting pretty close. We just broke 700. All right, that'll be your Christmas gift to me. And trust me, I got a ton of content for you, so it's reciprocity right here, baby. All right. But anyways, let's dive into this video. So there was just a leak. A leak just came out. I saw it on Reddit. It's starting to make its way around, but there was a leak about upcoming bundles. All right. But before we dive into that, let's just kind of talk about the state of the game and where it's at. So this game, Marvel Snap, can be completely free to play. Cool, totally free to play. I guess I'll start out with the good. What I love about this game is you could play it for free, you can level up your collections, you could do all sorts of stuff, and you can compete, right? It's not pay to win. And I heard, like, before I even started playing, there was something like the Nexus events and people had a lot of complaints. They got rid of that, awesome. But anyways, I really like that about the game. I actually like how in this game, they cap what you can do, right? Like you could buy gold and stuff like that all day long, but they cap how many credits you can buy. They also cap how many missions you could buy and stuff like that. Super cool. I love that. Like, I live in Las Vegas. I'm a recovering drug addict and alcoholic. I've been sober 10 years, and I know a lot about just a lot of different addictions. I've worked in treatment, and I can see people getting hooked on this game and just whipping out their like cards and all sorts of stuff. So I like how it kind of like limits you, all right? Because this game does have some gambling aspects, especially with the betting of the cubes and everything. So I like how they do have these like stops on so many different things. Very cool. Wanted to kick it off there. So if any of you wonderful devs are out there watching this, kudos to you. I think that's beautiful. I haven't seen another game do that. All right. But anyways, so the first thing that you could really buy was the Cyber Holiday Bundle. Obviously, it came out right around the same time as the token shop, okay? This, obviously, I bought it. I spent a little money because here's my philosophy. Like, I don't like spending money on video games, right? I've, you know, obviously a little bit older. I'm 37. I've been playing since like Nintendo back in the 80s. And like, this is a new model, free to play, have in-game purchases and cosmetics and everything like that. And I'll go into a little bit of rant about that later, but I get it. And I try to support games that I like. I like to support games that I want to see succeed. I've seen far too many games, and if you're a gamer like I have, you've probably seen way too many games that you loved just die out because they weren't making money and stuff like that. But at the same time, developers need to listen to us too, or the game will die even though they are making some money. But anyways, I don't mind spending a little bit of cash on games that I really, really, really enjoy and I want to see them succeed. So I bought this Cyber Holiday Bundle because not only do I want to support the game, but these beautiful tokens right here. These tokens, we all have different motivations for playing, you know, different games and stuff like that. Me, I'm a competitive person. My goal every season is to hit infinite, and I wanna get all the cards. That's what I wanna do. I wanna have all the cards so I have options, so I can play around with decks. I love creating decks, trying new things, being creative, all that. The token shop, beautiful. The token shop was the best thing to ever happen to me. These tokens and the way they're dispersed kind of make me want to drive my head through a wall though. So obviously I got these 3,000 tokens. My collection level, it was around, you know, it was like 1,500 or so. So I'm leveling this baby up. But yeah, so I was able to get some tokens, and now I'm sitting here, finally Wave pops up. I've gotten some other good cards, but Wave finally pops up, and it's been days and I'm inching my way up because in these lovely caches, it takes forever to get to these things, right? And there's some other videos out there. People have broken down how long it takes because they've like adjusted how often you're gonna get tokens or new cards and everything. But like, it takes very long, and like, even though they don't want this to be pay to play or pay to win and stuff, the people who can buy these bundles, and you'll see the leaked ones in a second, they are gonna be able to level up. They are gonna be able to get more cards a little bit faster and everything like that. all right? And these are very, very expensive. This one, how much was it? It was like 8,000, was it 8,000 gold? No, 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 it was like 7,000 gold. So it was almost $100. I'm not gonna dive all in the math right now, but yeah, you had to get this one unless you had a bunch of gold saved up. So it's almost $100 if you were gonna pay for it cash, okay? That's pretty expensive. They bust out this new one, purely cosmetic. The Hearts Wild one, you get 1,500 credits, which isn't really a ton, and you get two variants and two avatars. Cool, totally cool. All right, like there was something weird going on. I haven't seen anybody talk about this, but leave a comment down below. Like this was priced at $19.99. I think it was like an error on Steam, and then it bumped up to $29.99. Very weird. If it was $19.99. I actually probably would have got it. And that's something I want to talk about in a second too, about how expensive these things are. And I have a background in marketing, and I think there's a better way to do this. But anyways, I get it, it's cosmetic. So they just released the new bundles, and I guess I was kind of like, okay, if some had tokens, if it makes sense, all this other stuff, but let's dive into it, see what these new bundles look like. All right, so check it out. These are the 4 bundles that have just leaked. Let's just kind of look at them real quick. So, and I don't know if they have release dates. I think this was part of a data mine or something like that. So the first one up is the Shielded Heart one, okay? So you get a Mr. Fantastic variant, Invisible Woman, and Doctor Doom variants, as well as 3 avatars and 3,000 credits. Cool, all right, for 5,000 gold. So going back here, let's look, how much would 5,000 gold be? That's gonna be over $50. That's gonna be over $50 worth of gold, all right? So the other thing, in case you didn't know, because I had this happen, I forgot which one, but like if you don't have these cards, like if you don't have Doctor Doom or Invisible Woman, you'll have that card, right? So you can still use that card, but it'll also eventually pop up in one of your, just when you're leveling up your collection levels, all right? So that's kind of cool. So it's almost like you're buying new cards. Now, whether or not you think these cards are worth somewhere around that much, that's totally up to you. My son, we have Christmas and then his birthday coming up. So he's like asking me, I showed him this. He's like, oh, I don't have Doctor Doom. I really want him, da 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 da, you know? And like, I'm breaking it down for him. I'm like, do you think, you know, Doctor Doom and Invisible Woman are worth, you know, $25 a piece, right? Because these are cosmetic. My son likes to play as well, all right? So he wants these cards to create better decks. So that's something that he's thinking about, okay? He's 13 years old. I try to let him figure out what to do with his money. But go to my other channel if you want to hear parenting stuff, all right? But anyway, so that's kind of expensive. Next up, we have the Winter Wonderland. So this is like Sunspot bundle, okay? So 100 Sunspot boosters, kind of looking like the Apocalypse one. You get this variant, you get the avatar. This one actually comes with tokens, okay? And you get a new title and 8,000 credits. All right, that is somewhat decent. So this is actually cheaper than the Apocalypse one, but it does come with less tokens, okay? So you get less tokens, you get less credits, it costs less, kind of makes sense in comparison to Apocalypse, but again, we're talking about tokens, which help you get more cards, which do help you make better decks and have a better, more competitive experience with the game, right? With the 8,000 credits, since I got the Apocalypse bundle, this can help you level your collection level a lot. Like with those 9,500 credits, I leveled my collection level a ton, okay? So this, we're talking over 50, not quite 100. So let's probably like 60, 70 bucks, maybe closer to 80, all right? So it's gonna be expensive, all right? Now, we have this one right here, 20 bucks. 20 bucks. Now, this I would probably say is the best deal. This is probably the best deal. All cosmetic, 500 credits is nothing. You can like get from one cache almost to another cache in your collection levels, which give you the possibility to open up a card. But look at this. Spider-Man and Sandman, if you don't have those cards, 10 bucks a piece, which I would say somewhat fair. Somewhat fair. I might pay that much per card. Maybe. I'll try to work through that in a second when I discuss some other things. But this is probably the most recently priced one. If if more if more bundles were like this, I'd probably be happy. Some other people would probably be happy, right? If it was a couple cards, 20 bucks, cool. Maybe closer to the $10, $15 mark. All right. Now, then there's the Starlit Collection, okay? Sarah and Angela. Sarah's actually a card that I just got and I really wanted, and it is a very, very powerful card. So for some people, this might be worth it, okay? Angela, isn't she like pool 2? So I think you get her automatically. 2 cards, 2 variants, 4,000 credits, but $50. So that's the other thing people are talking about. You can't even buy these with gold like these last two, so you have to pay cash for them. All right. But anyways, what made me want to get this video out was I saw this on Reddit. I couldn't help but laugh. Okay. So price a starting bundle for $3, price the next bundle at $100, price $30 for 2 card variants and a profile picture. They're clearly loving these. $50 for 2 variants and 2 profile pictures. So yeah, something's going on with the pricing. This title says, thanks devs, what a great choice. I wouldn't blame the devs. There's probably a completely different department. This isn't the people working out the game mechanics, looking at buffs, looking at nerfs, looking at, glitches and errors and stuff. They're not doing that. This is somebody totally different. If you watch Mythic Quest, Danny Pudi, or Pudi, the guy from Community, he plays like the moneymaker guy for the video game. So that's kind of who I'm guessing is doing this. But the community is not a huge fan of all this stuff that's going on, all right? So here's my thing, okay? I've seen people like Jeff Hoogland discuss this, and like I don't know if I agree, because Jeff, obviously he talks with like the team at Marvel Snap. He's got access to like cards, like he got Galactus and Thanos. He was able to play them. He didn't get them. He was able to play with them before they came out. And sometimes I think he's a little too forgiving of them. But basically what Jeff says is, the Marvel Snap team, Ben Bro, they've said that this game is not designed for you to get the cards quickly. It is not designed for you to get the cards quickly. They want it to be a slow haul, all right? And I can see the argument that it's a little bit more fun, a little bit more interesting, a little bit more having to be creative, right? If not everybody is having the same cards all at once. Totally get that, totally cool. But the thing is, it is like molasses slow. It is ridiculously slow. I think by Jeff's calculations and someone else, it was like 1 new card, like 1 new Series 4, something like that, like per month. But based on the way the tokens are being given out right now and stuff, like this wave could be sitting in there like for a while, right? Like I only need 300 more, which is like 3 caches until I'm done with pull 3. Then I believe I have the chance of getting 400 tokens per. But when we're talking about 3,000, like people have done the math, people a lot smarter than me who want to do the math on this stuff. It could take months and months and months to get cards that you really want. So it's like, where's the balance? Where's the balance between getting them slowly, but not too slowly? Where's the balance between not paying and being able to compete and get some of the cards? Because like, let's be honest, you cannot compete against certain metas that are out there. Right now, it's very hard for me to compete against Wave. I don't have Wave. It's very hard for me to compete against leaders. And like, I'm trudging it to Infinite, and I hit Infinite last season, but it is difficult, right? It takes people without these cards a while to come up with counters and everything. And the way the YouTube environment and Twitch environment is right now, a lot of people aren't making content around counters. They're only making content around the meta. And these are all creators who have been in the space since the beta. So they have like every card, and they can easily be like, oh yeah, here's all that you do. It's like somebody with just way more resources than you, like a rich person saying, oh, here's what you do with all this stuff you have. And it's like, you don't have it. You know what it's like? Those DIY like TikToks or YouTube videos, and they're like, hey, it's DIY, but they have like tens of thousands of dollars worth of equipment. It's like, no, I don't have that equipment. And here we don't have those cards. So it's hard to keep up with. So I don't necessarily agree that it should be so slow to the point of frustration. But like I said, I work full time. I have, not a ton of disposable income, but enough. I recently bought some more gold, and it's all because I want to level. But The other thing Jeff Hoolan was talking about was, with the other ones, with these new ones like this, they're purely cosmetic. And they're for people who care about the cosmetics and they want to spend the money on cosmetics. And here's the thing, like, the way it's set up right now, we're basically saying that like poor people aren't allowed to care about cosmetics, right? Like people without $30 to spend or with the prices of the other ones, they shouldn't be able to care about those cosmetics, which kind of sucks, right? It's kind of sucks in the sense if you don't have 30, 40, 50, $60 to spend, like cosmetics, they're just not in your future. So what do you do with that? I don't know. Like, do you lower the price? Do you make them accessible in the caches? Like, what is it? I don't know the answer to that, but I don't like this idea that this is just something fun for people with a lot of extra money to do. This should somehow be accessible, and whether that's giving it a gold option or what. But one thing, and like I'm a huge psychology nerd and sociology nerd, is what I talk about on like my other content, like my podcast, and I write and all sorts of stuff. But a lot of this has to do with conspicuous consumption. All right. Conspicuous consumption is when you buy things that other people can see and it signifies your status, right? So this is how skins are in a lot of different games. You're showing your status. You're saying, hey, look at me. I have something that not a lot of other people do, right? It's the same reason we want, expensive cars, expensive clothing. When other people see those things, they're like, oh, that person must be high status. So this is just kind of flaunting wealth within the game. And I hope if you're somebody who does want these cosmetics, you just learned a little lesson about human behavior and why we do what we do, because you don't need it. Me, I think these are cool. I was a fan of the 90s X-Men series, even though these like aren't like exactly that's design. But anyways, I hope you learned a little something about that. But one of the last things I wanted to say was too many games are doing this right now. Too many games are making things way, way, way too expensive. And it is absolutely ridiculous. Like, listen, I want these companies to succeed. I want these games to succeed. But as somebody who has been, running my own little personal businesses, as somebody who's worked in marketing, as somebody who reads a lot of books on the psychology of like marketing and how we spend money, human irrationality, addiction, all sorts of stuff, here is my opinion on this. These things would make these companies a lot more money if they were a lot cheaper, okay? And something I'm gonna say is gonna sound terrible, but I hope you understand. But if you know what's going on with your own brain, it makes sense. If they lowered these prices, people would spend more money than they were expecting to, all right? I said that would sound terrible, but listen. Like another game I play is Multiverses. They're pricing these skins at $20, right? Overwatch, they're pricing these skins at like $20. How many people are buying those? Let's say 1,000 people are buying those at $20. All right, they're making $20,000. Dope. 1,000 people, you made $20,000. Now, let's think about making these things $5 instead of $20. All right, then you would need 4,000 people to do it. But with hundreds of thousands or even millions of people playing the game, wouldn't you rather than making multiple $5 transactions? Don't you think that would eventually pass that $20,000? Because here's the thing, I don't know about you, but if I see something pop up for like $5 here or there, we don't put much thought behind it. We just do it. We're just like, oh, $5, boom, $5, boom. And someone's probably gonna spend more money than just dropping one lump sum of $20, $30 right here. So I believe it's smarter for these developers, these creators, the people working behind the scenes to make money for these games, they need to price these lower. The more people who have access to this, the more money they're gonna roll in. Like, think about it with like these crappy fast food companies, right? Like McDonald's and all those. Like, why do you think they're so huge? Right? They're dollar menus. They're not selling these things and making like $1 billion per burger. No, they're selling a lot of dollar cheeseburgers and making a lot of money because they're very convenient and they're very accessible to people. But when you're doing this, when you're pricing it this high, like $30, I don't know about you who's watching this, I have to sit there and think about that. I have to sit there and think about gas. I have to sit there and think about groceries. I have to think about, bills, electricity, like insurance, car payments and stuff, like $30. But if this was $5 for one variant, like what if I didn't want the Rogue variant, right? Or what if one of these avatars was like $2, $3? That's nothing. I don't even think about that. So I really think, and I hope if anybody's watching out there who's a developer or has the ear of developer, like I just don't know why game companies are doing this. I don't know why so many of them are pricing these so much. And like I also do a lot of commentary on like capitalism and like social issues and stuff. And I truly think that upper middle class and wealthy people, they're just completely disconnected from us. Just totally disconnected. They don't understand that looking at $30 is something that takes some thought. Like price these things at $2 or $3 and people are gonna be a lot happier. People are gonna start spreading the news around, especially if you're the only freaking company who is pricing these things like a sane person. All right, like just make these things $5. Make these things a la carte. Like tokens, cool. We can have the token conversation another day, but the cosmetics and these cosmetic bundles, like make them a la carte, let it so people can buy these for a few dollars. You will make your money back. I promise you. You have the Chris Bootman Bootay guarantee that you will make that money back because you'll make it accessible to more people. Like think about that. If you price these things at $5 for a variant, right? Or maybe 10. Maybe 10. How about this? $5 for a variant, $10 if you don't already own the card. Boom. And we know they could tell. We know they could tell because they have this whole thing. So it's reading what cards I already have. So I know you could do it. All right. So think about this. All right. $5 for a variant, $10 if you don't have the card, $3 for avatars. Now think about it. Christmas is coming up. What are kids getting for Christmas, right? Little $20 gift cards, little $10 gift cards. Like, wouldn't it be cool if they could just get one of these, right? Just get like a little variant just to, stand out, to be different so they feel like their social status is a little bit higher. Wouldn't that be awesome? Rather than giving a kid a $10, $20 gift card and they look at this and they're like, oh, guess I'm not getting that. I don't know. Like, it's something I want to talk about. Clearly, the community is not happy with this stuff. The token system needs to get reworked. I don't know what the happy medium is. Like, I do get that we should earn them slowly. Not everybody should have amazing cards right away. Totally fine with that, but it's just way too slow now. I saw Drewberry, another YouTuber, make a video. He had some good suggestions. Like one of them was just like getting rid of the nonsense that comes in these collectors reserves, right? Like nobody wants the titles. Like just get rid of those. Like don't like sell those for 50 cents in a shop or something like that. Like I don't need too many titles, okay? Like check it. All right? This is the title I got and it's the only title I will ever want. Hey, calm down. I don't need any of these. None of them. You, hey, calm down, rock it. That's all I want. That's all I want. People don't need titles. But yeah, Drewberry had some like interesting ideas behind these. So anyways, let me know your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you think it's reasonably priced? Do you think tokens are easily accessible? What do you think about the upcoming bundles that are coming out? Let me know. Let me know if you're somebody who agrees with it. I personally think, and maybe there's my own personal bias, but I think I am pretty level-headed. And, I think when it comes to understanding that people need to make money, companies need to make money if we hope to see them survive, like I think I'm pretty good at balancing what the company needs versus making the consumers happy. All right. And right now, like, I don't think anybody's happy because I don't think they're gonna make as much money as they could. And you're gonna have, you might have people dropping off from the game just because they're seeing that things are kind of messed up right now. So anyways, again, let me know your comments down below. That's all I got for this video. If you're new, make sure you subscribe, ring that notification bell so you don't miss any upcoming videos. And a little Christmas present to me, get me to 1,000 subscribers. So spread the word, share this video. Let me know what your thoughts on it, all right? Anyways, have an amazing rest of your day, and I'll see you next time.